You're watching Forget Being Cool.
They're not my favorite podcast. Jeff,
Yes.
speaking of our favorite podcasts, you're listening to the Film Impact. Or watching
I would
us.
say this is my favorite podcast.
It's your favorite podcast that you're on. Actually, I was going to say this is your favorite podcast you're on, but technically,
It is.
Technically, we put up Beverage Buddies and Time to Taste as a podcast.
All right. Those are my favorite podcasts. Yeah. This is a close second.
Yeah. Jeff, we're on a Toy Story series before Toy Story 4 comes out.
Yes.
And we're here in Toy Story 3.
We are on Toy Story 3. We watched Toy Story 3. We experienced Toy Story 3.
Jeff,
Yes.
this movie, every time I watch this movie, I go, man, that movie is no way it's as good as I remember. There's no way that it could meet the quality that I believed it was the first time I saw it in theaters. And every time I watch it, I go, no, this is a flawless movie. There is not a single thing wrong with it.
It's I think it's as good as the other. It's as good as the other ones.
It's better. I every time I say that, I go, am I sure? Am I 100% sure that this is the best Toy Story movie? And the answer to that question is yes.
According to the critics, it's not the best. It
I
has a 97%.
Oh yes, so bad. I watched this movie for this show again, right?
Yeah.
And I decided I was just gonna watch it more or less as a recap. I wasn't gonna just, give my full attention to it because I've seen it 100 times. It's not like I need to watch every second of it. I couldn't turn away. And I'll tell you what moment choked me up. Spoilers, warning.
If you got this far in, I don't know what you're doing.
Go watch Toy Story 3. That's stupid. You shouldn't even be here if you haven't.
Yep.
Originally, when they're in the incinerator,
Uh-huh.
it would choke me up. And when they're saying goodbye, like when they're all on the porch and Andy's driving away, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what moment choked me up this time. Not those two moments, but the time where they go into Andy's room, his mom and him go into his room and all his stuff's packed up and everything's gone.
Yeah.
And they're just telling each other they're going to miss each other. That's the moment that kind of completely got me oh my God, this movie is so sad. There's nothing happy in this movie. It's like a beautiful, happy sadness. It's like the emotions that Inside Out is trying to convey, that moment of happiness and sadness at the same time.
Yes.
And it's that moment that they do 3 times in this movie, Jeff. 3 times! It's so perfect. The writing is flawless. The character arcs are perfect. The animation is gorgeous. This movie looks incredible. Watching it at 4K
Oh yeah.
on a big TV looks incredible. The colors pop everywhere. You can see every detail in the toys. They don't look like smooth toys anymore. They look like, Woody has some age and he's got, stitching. And you can see it.
Woody is 80 years old.
Right. You can see so much in this movie. The opening is an incredible cinematic telling the first story that they ever told in Toy Story. It's that first play session that Andy had.
Yeah.
They're doing
yeah.
it, but doing it in full-blown imagination world. And it's awesome.
Isn't it that awesome?
God, I believe it is seriously on the bar of these other big commercial blockbuster action movies that we go see. This movie is just as enjoyable to watch. For all the same reasons.
Dude, I think what part I was like, oh, this movie, I know it's not as good as the other two. I went in because I haven't seen it since it first came out. I saw it in theaters,
Right.
So I went to watch it. I got to the incinerator scene. I was like, oh, man, none of the other two movies have moments like these where you're like, oh man, oh no.
They yeah, they took a risk here, Jeff.
Hmm.
And they seriously leaned into the adult emotions that the surrounding events exist, right?
Hmm.
They didn't. The other two movies are great. I love the first two Toy Stories.
Yeah.
But this hits a whole new emotional bar, and that's what concerns me the most about Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
I I love the other two movies. I think those are also really great movies, but this hits me so hard every time. It's impossible to not get choked up at that end scene.
Hmm.
It's impossible. I can't even control it.
What choked me up at the end scene is when Andy's giving away Woody and he's talking about him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. This movie told a great story, but they just delved into the emotional aspect you haven't seen before. But it also had funny parts, man.
No, it's
Remember when the buzz took over, the second buzz took over?
I think the Spanish buzz mode is a better joke than him being reset back to Buzz Lightyear mode.
Yeah.
Hi Pixar, and I know it's way too late for this. Do not make the Buzz set back to Buzz mode, like Space Ranger mode. Do not do that joke again in Toy Story 4. It's been done. You've done it enough times. This is my warning right now.
But yeah.
They can't do it again. They can't. They just lean into the Star Wars jokes again. That's smart. That's real smart.
I think. Oh my gosh, yeah, when they reset him, how did they unreset him from? He just got bumped in the head, right?
Yeah, whatever.
I thought this is a good movie.
Lotso is
Oh, good movie.
Lotso is an incredible villain.
You hate Lotso. At the end, you hate Lotso.
Yeah, you're supposed to, but Lotso's motivations are understood better than most villains in most stories. He is emotionally damaged by being replaced. That concept is insane.
Yeah, that's something you can't do in most other. Well, unless like you do the Castaway thing.
Yeah, but it's a whole nother level with this.
It makes you not want to get a new toy if you lose your old toy, right?
Yeah, you got to believe they're going to come back to you.
How do you believe that?
How he manipulated Big Baby into believing that they had all been replaced.
And the clown?
The clown is a good.
Yeah.
My favorite side character, other than the clown, right, is either the dinosaur that's in what's her face's Bonnie's room. She's really funny, but I really like the old phone, the old car phone.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
That is writing that is so perfect. The heist, like to get out of the daycare plot,
Yeah.
is so
Oh my
well
God.
done. Tell me about the wall. Well, it's 8 feet concrete. Like, it's so serious,
Yeah.
and it's always played for laughs
Yeah.
in the best way. Barbie and Ken jokes, which should feel like a...
And it's a whole nother thing now that we have a new president that talks about the wall.
Oh, yeah. That did actually hit me a little bit.
The Barbie and Ken scenes.
The Barbie and Ken scenes should feel like marketing, advertising garbage, right? Like that's kind of what they are, but they're really funny and they're so well done. And to make fun of Ken for being a girl's toy is a really good joke. I have nothing negative to say.
At the end, do they ever resolve the toddlers and the toys that go to the toddlers?
Yeah, they give them the toddlers toddler toys.
Oh, yeah.
They organized it so that the appropriate age groups are playing with the right toys.
What if those toys don't want to be there?
Then they get moved to the other room. The toddlers are terrifying.
Yeah.
It's really terrifying. I love it.
I'll tell you what, Dave. I would not be happy with my kid, even if it was a toddler, if they did that, if they did what they did to those toys.
That amount of destruction. That amount of
Painting
chaos.
with Jesse's hair.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
What do you think of the romance that they introduced between Woody and Jesse?
You mean Jesse and Buzz?
That's what I meant. Yeah,
Oh
Buzz
my
and
god!
Jesse.
Don't say Woody and Jesse because
No, it's gonna be a menage a trois.
the internet gets furious that people think that Woody and Jesse are together.
They're not. No,
'Cause they're
no.
not.
I meant to say Buzz and Jesse.
I like that plot. I like that there's this weird prejudice inside the Toy Story universe as part of the world building against space toys.
Mhm.
Right? That people used to like dolls and other kinds of toys, and then, space took over,
Yeah.
and everybody likes space, and everybody wants spacemen.
Is that still the thing nowadays? What is the main toy to have nowadays?
Superheroes, probably.
Yeah, you're right. Superheroes. Superheroes took over spacemen, didn't they?
Hi, Pixar again. Lean into that joke. Especially considering you're owned by Disney, you can actually use any of the Marvel toys. There's
Yeah,
an
you can. Do you think there'll be Marvel toys in Toy Story 4?
I don't want them to be a main character.
Well, now that they're owned by a girl, it's gonna be girls' toys, right?
Yeah.
Real like girls' toys.
I'd like to see some like Disney princess toy cameos.
What about
American Girl dolls.
yeah, Monsters Inc. stuff?
I don't know if I want to lean into other Pixar stuff because that gets
Why not?
that gets a little confusing.
How does it get confusing?
Because then there's Pixar toys of Pixar things.
So
They won't look any different. If you threw a Wally in there, it's gonna look just like a Wally.
yes, that's yeah. What's wrong with that?
It's still supposed to be toys.
Not if they make the Wally into a toy Wally.
I'd like to see a Marvel character or a Star Wars character cameo.
I don't think they'll do Star Wars.
As a toy, they use all the
No.
Star Wars sound effects every time that Buzz is in a space battle. Especially in Toy
Yeah,
Story
they
2. It's a bunch of Star Wars. And I realized at the time that was a joke and it was for parody. It was played for laughs. But it is now a completely legitimate thing they can do.
But I think this movie is really great. I mean, man, but every Toy Story is so good. I don't know which one is the worst one. I mean, Toy Story 3, they complete like how what it was 11 years from the old Toy Story.
Right.
You know what Pixar did great about this movie? They recognized that the people who grew up with Toy Story 1 and 2 would be mostly going to this, and they had to make it like an adult type plot line in there
Yeah,
in order for those people to like it.
they treated it like it had aged with the audience. I don't think
Yeah.
there's anything in here that a kid couldn't watch.
Yeah.
And they do, the tortilla potato head jokes and the things that would definitely make kids laugh.
Oh my gosh, when Potato Head puts his thing on the tortilla and the cucumber. Oh my gosh.
Cucumber's really bad. In a good way. This story is an adult story, though. Like, at its core, and they treat the audience like they are. And that, Jeff, you're right, is the brilliance of this movie. I worry about Toy Story 4 on so many levels because of this.
Yeah.
There's
Man, I'd be worried about Toy Story like 10. Right when we're about 80 years old, Dave. What are they going to do?
I mean, I feel like they're about to start over. Right? Like they're about to start over with a new kid.
Mhm.
And I'm okay with that idea, but it's not what I want. I almost
Well, they
want,
are.
I want new characters. I don't want it to be about Woody and Buzz.
Well, they have the spoon.
That's not a character.
That is.
I expect the spoon to be the equivalent of the penguin from Toy Story 2. Wheezy. Like that's
Really?
that's the level of character I think that is, and that doesn't excite me.
I want them to. The Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 are so good. I don't know how they did so well on 3 straight movies, 6 hours like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do for Toy Story 4. What Toy Story 3 tells the tale of what happens to toys after their owner grows up and doesn't play with them anymore. How long do you think those toys were in those toy box for before this movie when Andy was older? You think it was like 10 years?
Yeah. That's the best part about this. They're so desperate, Jeff.
Yeah.
The opening is so sad.
Yeah.
It takes a completely different shift tone. Like, yeah, we start out with the big fun, big giant pig ship and the train and the buzz and the like all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
My dinosaur that eats force field dogs, and you're like, man, this is so fun. And then like they the way the camera, I realize it's animated, but like it's like a tape, and it like cuts out and gets like real dark. And they're like all in this empty room, and they're like, we've lost toys along the way. Like, that is a note that they can never repeat. The seriousness that shift takes from the minute this movie starts. That is a story that is so perfect. I don't think a kid sees this when they watch that. I think they're so excited about the big opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But not to realize like how sad this is. The army men go AWOL? Like, how serious is that?
Yeah,
Like,
they just leave. Don't they show up back at the end at the home, the nursing home? Not the nursing home, the daycare?
I think we see them at the daycare.
Yeah, they show up at the daycare.
I mean, that's just for convenience, but like that idea that they just like, our job is done. Like, we just get out of here.
Yeah.
Man, it's so cool.
It's so good. Would you say it's your favorite Toy Story?
I think Toy Story 3 is my favorite Toy Story.
Oh, man, that's controversial, Dave.
I know it is. I know that John thinks it's so sad that it's not a good movie.
What?
Yeah, he thinks that the Cars movies are better because Toy Story is too sad and depressing.
Oh my gosh. What? John's the one that thinks spoilers don't exist, right?
Right, yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
I love this movie. Guys, Toy Story 4 is coming out next week. Get hyped.
Yes.
Next week. Not
Depending on when you listen to it, it is already out.
Right.
What are you doing? Watch Toy Story 4.
Just go. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared that it'll be a bad movie. Jeff and I will be here to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a bad movie.
Can I say this? Can I just...
When was the last bad Pixar movie?
The Good Dinosaur. This...
We don't talk about that.
We're like 5 weeks away from Toy Story 4 as of the recording of this, like for real. Jeff, Spider-Man is like the week after. Spider-Man Far From Home goes into theaters the week after. I already have tickets for that. Why are there not tickets for this movie? Why can't I buy them?
Yeah.
And why are there no real trailers? I'm getting really scared.
Yeah, they're really not showing any trailers.
They're not telling us anything. All we know is that...
What's the storyline of this? They're finding Bo Peep. That's it.
That's
all you know.
It's so terrifying. I'm ready for them to announce, like, due to, like, creative differences, like, we're delaying the movie. Like, I'm so ready.
Maybe they just want to keep it as secret as possible.
I almost think that's so brilliant because they know I'll go.
Does everybody know that Toy Story 4 is coming out? Is it just so hush-hush nobody knows?
Like, either they're trying to hush it up so quietly.
There hasn't been a big marketing campaign, has there?
There's posters everywhere. Like, if you go to the theater, there's a big, giant Toy Story 4 poster.
Yeah.
But you're right. They're not hyping it, which is either like, we've got something real special and we want people to go and see it and then say how special it is, or they've got something real bad and they just kind of want to sweep it under the rug and pretend like it didn't happen.
But I don't think they would do that Toy Story that dirty.
I don't think they would either. That's
It's
the scary
been 9 years. They're on average releasing a Toy Story every like 7 years.
They,
What, 9 years, 11 years, and 4 years?
we gotta believe they wouldn't just do this. There's gotta be a reason for this movie, and it's not just to sell toys.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm scared. We'll be here to talk about it real soon here on Forget
I'm
Being
so
Cool.
scared. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
It has to be. Subscribe to the channel, of course, to get movie discussions every Monday. We talk about other special movies when it's notable. We talk about video games on Tuesday, music on Wednesdays, video games again on Thursdays, and we try food all weekend and drinks.
Dave.
Yeah.
There's a trailer for Toy Story 4 published on Pixar on YouTube.
No, like a real trailer.
Like, what do you mean a real trailer?
Like a story trailer.
It is a story trailer.
No, it's like a animated sitcom joke.
What do you mean?
It's like a teaser with these like robot toy things. You'll watch it.
No, this is it, Dave.
Should I watch this right now?
Are you talking about with the ventriloquist and stuff? This you haven't seen this, Dave.
I have not seen this. No
Go
one's
to
talking
Toy
about
Story
it.
4 official trailer. It was published on Pixar in March.
I'm gonna stop this recording here, and I'm gonna go watch
Yeah.
this trailer right now.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Although the road seems rough ahead, you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed. But just remember what your old pal said. You got a friend in me. You got a